Hindi ganun kadali ang pang-araw-araw na buhay ng isang nurse tulad ni Lani.
Meron akong 7-year-old son, and then may trabaho ako, may full-time job ako, may full-time job ang asawa ko. And then at the same time, maghahatid ako sa anak ko, magsusundo, mag-prepare ng meals, magluluto, maglalaba. It's very stressful tuwing days off ko. Kung minsan, mas gusto ko pang pumasok kaysa mag-off. Kasi pag off, marami akong gagawin.
Matagal ng pangarap at hiling ni Lani na sana'y may ibang taong pwedeng umasikaso sa mga gawaing bahay.
Kung meron sana akong makuhang makakatulong sa akin sa mga gawain, then siguro medyo mabawasan yung stress ko at makakapagtrabaho pa ako to make more money.
Samantala, ang kapatid niyang si Marvin at hipag na si Genalyn ay namumuhay sa Pilipinas ng kapos sa biyaya, mayaman sa luha.
Sa probinsya, parehas silang walang trabaho kasi mahirap namang maghanap ng trabaho doon. Nagtitinda-tinda sila. Tapos meron silang 2 anak.
Ang buhay sa Pilipinas ay mahirap. Lalo na wala kaming trabaho. Kaya kung ano-ano din ang ginawa. Tinda-tinda kami ng fried chicken, nagluto-luto kami doon sa palengke.
Alam ko na rin yung parang obligasyon ko na as nakakatandang kapatid at kapatid na nandito sa Amerika na tutulong din.
Nais ni Lani na mabago ang kapalaran ng kanyang kapamilya, lalo na para sa mga pamangkin.
Nakikita ko yung mga bata, magagaling sila, yung 2 pamangkin ko. They are high achievers in school, laging nasa honor roll. So sabi ko, sana may magawa akong paraan para makapunta sila dito.
Gusto kong makapagtapos sila ng pag-aaral. Pero, yun nga, mahirap doon. Kung wala kang pera, hindi makapag-aral yung mga bata.
Nag-iisip ako ng madaling paraan para makapunta sila dito dahil nga para sa mga bata. Naisip ko na kung ipepetition ko lang yung brother ko, it would take 20, 25 years, 30 years.
Ipinayo ni Lani sa mag-asawa na mag-aral muli para mabago ang takbo ng buhay.
Sabi ko sa kapatid ko or sa sister-in-law ko, sabi ko, ba't hindi na lang kayo bumalik mag-aral at mag-nurse na lang kayo para makapunta kayo dito?
Iniisip naman namin mag-aral, may trabaho, magtitinda. Walang time, hindi kami nakapag-aral ng ganun na.
Abutin din kami, sabi nila, ng mga 7-8 taon. At medyo may edad na rin, so mahirap na rin bumalik sa school.
At isang araw, habang nakatutok sa TFC si Nurse Lani, napanood nito ang isang anunsyo mula sa kilalang abogado.
Sinabi ni Attorney Gurfinkel na pwede kang mag-petition ng kahit na relative mo employment base. So sabi ko, pwede pala yun. Maybe we'll go that route.
And joining me now on Citizen Pinoy is Nurse Lani. Welcome to Citizen Pinoy.
Thank you.
Okay, so you consulted with me way back, I believe it was in 2013, about petitioning a family member, right? Well, how did you first hear about me?
So I saw it on the ad. I have TFC at home.
Okay.
So I saw it on an ad that I think you were talking and saying that a family can petition a family member through employment, and it will be faster than just petitioning family and family member. So,
Well, like for example, sister to sister or sister to brother or married children of U.S. citizen can take up to 25 years. So
Yes.
you did not realize before seeing me saying that family can
Yeah, I
petition
never-
for employment green cards.
yeah, I never knew that.
Okay.
And then, so I did call your office and ask for consultation, and then you said, yeah, we can do it. And of course, I have doubts too, personally, just to be honest. I have
Yeah, of
doubts
course.
too, because I have never heard about it. And here is a lawyer telling me that, oh, you can do it. So I thought about it, and then finally I said that maybe yes, we'll go with it. So when
And we did this phone consultation, correct?
Yes,
And I
yes,
think
phone.
this is the first time we met in person, correct?
Yes.
Can you imagine that? Another lesson is that this is the first time we've seen each other in person today. And yet my office was able to handle the case from
Yes.
start to finish, including processing in Manila,
In
without us
Philippines.
ever having to meet in person. Because I keep telling people, attorneys can handle your case wherever you are in the US, wherever you are in the world. It's not like we're nurses or doctors where we have to see, touch, and feel the patient. We can handle everything remotely. Phone, email, mail, diba?
Yes,
And it
yes.
happens smoothly. So then you finally decided to sign up with us.
I'll just go with it. I'll try it.
And
And
I
then-
understand that you, of course, went back to work and you were talking with your comadre nurses
Yes,
about it.
with
So what
a
were they
lot of-
saying to you?
Because, there's a lot of Filipinos, like we have said earlier, there's a lot of Filipino nurses here. So I have been talking to my other Filipino co-workers about what I'm wanting to do. And then I was told, you better be careful, that might be scam, because it's a new thing, like nobody had ever heard about it.
Okay.
So,
So your comadres at the hospital was saying, look out, Gurfinkel is going to be cheating you or scamming you?
yes, and then so I said, you know what, okay. So
Maraming
that
salamat, you nurses out there. May kukurutin. Okay, yeah, go
That's
ahead.
why it made me think longer
you got
again,
suspicious and nervous of me.
Yes, because
Okay.
I said what if I will just be wasting time and effort and of course money.
But let me tell you, yes, it is perfectly legal for family to petition family members for an employment-based green card on the forms themselves that you file, let's say, with the Department of Labor. There is a question that asks, are the employer and the employee related? And we answered yes. So we're not hiding anything. In addition, I wouldn't want to, because once you submit the birth certificates, like of your brother and you, they're going to see the same parents anyway. But it would be worse if you don't declare it. In addition, there is an affidavit of support requirement ordinarily for family members. And ordinarily, affidavits of support are not required in employment cases except if the employer is related. So if it was bawal, they wouldn't even have that. But the fact that they allow affidavits of support. So I don't want you to think it is a scam. It is possible. I mean, of course, make sure whoever you hire is trustworthy. So I'm glad that you had that trust in me. So
Yes,
eventually,
I did from the very first.
and it was the sister-in-law who was the housekeeper we discussed,
Yes.
because she was more fit for the job of housekeeper
Yes.
than your brother, because I don't think your brother was doing housekeeping.
No, he's not.
The other important thing, and another misconception I'm going to clear up, is that the job does not need to be college level. A lot of people say, oh, it has to be college level. Maybe for the temporary H-1B, yes, there must be a college level job. But for green card, it can be unskilled, such as housekeeper, such as caregivers.
Maaari ba talagang petisyonin ang kapamilya bilang empleyado?
Nung tumawag ako sa office ni Attorney Gurfinkel, sinabihan ako na, oo po pwede kasi pwede natin gawin yon, sabi niya sa akin. So, parang nabawasan ako ng tinik sa dibdib, pero at the same time, meron pa rin parang question ba na hindi pa clear sa akin. Kinausap ko yung mga friends ko kung may narinig na ba sila na ganon. Sabi nila, oh, hindi pa rin namin naririnig yan. Sabi nila, baka scam yan. Sabi sa akin, baka hindi yan legit. Mag-ingat ka.
Pero madali namang naibsan ang anumang pagdududa.
I have that gut feeling na nung kausap ko siya, nung sinabi niya na, oo, tinatanggap niya yung case ko, alam ko na magagawa niya ng paraan.
Gininto ang pagkakataong ito para kay Lani at ang kanyang pamilya.
Tumawag minsan si Ate Lani at nabanggit niya na may paraan o mas mabilis na makapunta sa Amerika. Gusto niya akong kunin na house helper.
It was very easy kasi nga tumawag lang ako sa office. Tapos sinabi ko na I'm willing to go for it. Gagawin na namin.
Alang-alang sa mga bata, pumayag ako na makapunta. O kaya i-process niya yung papers ko na ganun, na maging katulong niya o kaya house helper.
Mabilis umaksyon ang opisina ng abogado at pati na rin ang kanilang mga bagong kliyente.
Agad-agad naman na sinubmit namin through email yung mga requirements doon sa Makati o kaya doon sa opisina ni Attorney Gurfinkel.
Napaka-helpful nila all throughout the way. May nag-guide sa akin, ito na yung gagawin natin na next.
Yun lang ang kalkulasyon niya, 7 years. Kasi yun nga ang iniisip namin. Years, taon-taon na mag-antay bago makapunta dito sa Amerika.
We then filed a case with the Department of Labor. Remember that?
Yes.
Because we were keeping you informed, correct?
Yes. Somebody always calls me or emails me or texts me that says, hey, this is where we are at right now. And
So there's no reason for you to
Yes.
call. And that's another issue that I know a lot of people have in hiring an attorney. You know, my attorney keeps me in the dark. I don't know what's happening. I don't know how long it will take. I call, they never call me back. That's bawal at my office. I want you to know, our policy is return phone calls within 24 hours. I mean, don't expect this immediately, but within 24 hours, keep the clients informed of the status. So I'm glad that that happened with you. And what had happened is part of the process is we had to advertise the job and offer it to U.S. workers. That's part of the process. The Department of Labor needs to be satisfied that a U.S. employer is not giving a U.S. job away to a foreign worker. Instead, the employer is supposed to first make the job available to U.S. workers. But rarely do you have Americans applying for housekeepers or caregivers or stuff like that. So eventually, the Department of Labor now certifies the job for your sister-in-law. How did that make you feel?
A little bit relief, but I still have some doubts in me because my coworkers are still saying
those chismisos are still.
They're still saying like, oh, it's taking a long time. But I said, that's what he told me, 7 years. So I just have to wait for that.
Yeah, because I mean that's
trust.
the approximate time that it might take. I don't like to fool people. I want to give what I believe to be a realistic estimate. Estimates are just that.
Yeah,
it's an estimate. It is not a promise. It is not a guarantee. You don't take your black Sharpie and mark it, because sometimes it can be shorter, in which case we're all grateful, but processing times can also increase.
I already told my brother that it can take up to 7 years, and they are willing to wait. And it's not that.
Yeah, how are they feeling when they're seeing this case move along?
They got excited too. They are very excited because your office in Manila has been contacting them and has been in correspondence with them. So they said that they feel good.
Now we finally are filing the petition, the Form I-140 with the USCIS. So how are you feeling about that one then, moving the case forward?
I was very surprised because after I think more than a year, like a year and 2 months, your office have called me and said, hey, we got the approval. I still couldn't believe it. And I did call my brother right away, and we talked. And then next time I went back to work, I did tell my coworkers.
Did you bring the approval notice to those hens?
No,
clucking?
I did not.
Okay.
But I told them that, hey, we got the approval. It was approved. And then that's when they said, oh, he was really able to do it. Okay, can we get his number, and we'll call him too.
Okay. And you do not have to be Nurse Lani's coworker in order to come to me if you have family member and you otherwise meet the requirements. So the basic requirements for petitioning family is, let's say you have your own business, and even if you do not have a business, you could petition a family member to work in your home. Such as a housekeeper like you did, such as a caregiver if you have elderly parents. So it has to be a real job. The alien has to have the experience, and housekeepers and caregivers really do not require that much experience. In addition, the employer has to demonstrate the ability to pay the wage, meaning usually the net income on their tax returns equals at least the alien's salary. It does not have to be a college level job. Certainly, caregivers and housekeepers are not. And just think how much easier your life could be, especially let's say you're working at a high paying job, such as a nurse or other type of job, and you're having to rush home to do the chores at home, or you have elderly parents who need caregivers. How much easier your life would be, how much more money you would be able to save by having a housekeeper or a caregiver. So it is something you need to look at, because it could both save you money and save you time and make your life easier. So now the next step was scheduling the interviews of your brother, your sister-in-law, and their 2 children. How were you feeling when the interview was coming about?
I was nervous, of course, but they made me feel better when they said, oh, Attorney Gurfinkel's office in Manila had called us, and they want to talk to us to give us a briefing or to practice what we have to say during the interview. So I said, oh, that's good, so that at least...
Yeah, what actually is happening is my office in Los Angeles, an attorney from my office calls them in the Philippines, goes over what to expect at the interview, what type of questions will be asked, the documentation needed. Certainly it's what is the job, how do you know the employer, what are the duties, things like that, so that the person is comfortable at the interview. And prepared. So eventually interviewed, and did they call you to tell you the results?
Yes, right away after they left the office, they called me and said, hey, we were told that they will send the visa, but my sister-in-law was saying, I don't know if it's a visa for all of us or if it will just be a visa for me.
Like within a couple of days or so, the visas were delivered. How many?
4 of them, yeah.
Okay.
So the 4 of them were...
And how did that make you feel?
Relieved.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you're going back reporting to all those chismiso comadres at the hospital who doubted it. What did you tell them eventually when the visas were issued?
I told them that, hey, the visas were issued, and we're just, now we're just trying to book a flight coming here. And they said, oh, so it's legit then. It's legit.
Okay. So right there, I want you to tell all your kababayans, now that you are a family member and you brought family members in, like housekeeper, tell them how it changed your life.
Oh, yeah. So napakagaan na po ang pakiramdam ngayon na hindi na ako nagpapadala ng pera sa Pilipinas dahil nandito na sila, nagtatrabaho na rin sila, and ngayon meron na silang bahay, nakabili na sila, and they are on their own. So, parang nabawasan ako ng pasanin or obligasyon, and I was able to help them make a better life, and there's so much opportunities for them waiting here.
You did so much good for them. And I think, you know, they also are grateful to
Yes,
you
they are very grateful.
for everything that you have done for them. In effect, it's life-changing. But you know what? Don't take my word for it. Let's watch your family here.
Ate Lani, lubos akong nagpapasalamat sa iyo sa pagtulong mo sa akin na makapunta dito sa Amerika. O pagtulong mo sa aming buong pamilya na makapunta dito sa Amerika. Lalong-lalo na sa mga bata. Ngayon, nag-e-enjoy na sila kung ano ang buhay dito sa Amerika.
Thank you, Tita and Attorney Gurfinkel, for this opportunity that you have given us for a better life and a better future. We want to thank you for everything that you have helped us with through our journey in life, and we're extremely thankful for everything.
Thank you, Tita, because helping us immigrate to the United States will help us have better access to great education and will lead us to many opportunities for our future careers. Thank you so much, Tita. We love you.
Ate Lani, maraming salamat sa pagtulong mo sa amin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love
We
you.
love you.
I can see you're crying. Bakit? You're so happy.
Yeah.
I want the other Filipinos out there who have family back home, maybe someday you could also have tears of joy, correct?
Yeah.
See how rewarding it is? It's not just simply you get the helpers, but you're doing so much good for your family. And I understand now they have achieved so much, they even have their own home now.
Yes.
See how
They're
much?
very independent.
I mean,
now.
talk about karma. You have spread so much good. And I want to thank you for coming here today, sharing your story, and perhaps motivating the chismiso nurses at your hospital that it's not a scam, it is real. In addition, motivating other Filipinos around the country, enlightening them that family can petition family members for an employment-based green card, which is a lot faster. And if you do decide to do that, maybe you can also cry with joy along with Nurse Lani. Maraming salamat po.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you too.